Okay, we got the second reaction back, man. The second reaction. I'm wearing the same clothes as the first reaction. I promise you I take showers. I just recorded this one immediately after the first. So we got recommended this video and I wanted to watch it because it seems interesting. You guys know how much I love to talk about timelines, the timeline connection in Boruto specifically, you know, changes in that timeline and all that BS. Especially since now we know more about future Boruto, the Boruto that died to JURA. So then we got Boruto in the current timeline right here, the Boruto that we all know, and then we got future Boruto, the one that really didn't have enough time to master the jutsu that he mastered, and he eventually got murdered by JURA. So there exists two Borutos. It's just like Gohan. It's amazing. It's like the connection between Boruto and Dragon Ball Z. Oh my god, it's so much. It's so much. But since I love talking about timelines so much, I'm gonna try not to yap in this video. I'm gonna try to keep it very straightforward because I know how I can get. I talk a lot. And some people may like that. Some people may love it. But like I said in the last reaction video, I want to try to keep these reactions to about 15 to 20 minutes maximum. And to do that, we can't yap all day like we're doing right now. So, Kinomaki, I'm gonna leave the link to his channel down below in the description. Very good YouTuber, very good content creator. Make sure you guys go check him out. But without further ado, let's hop into the video right here.
The return of Boruto TBV Vortex introduced the concept of multiple futures in the form of Koji's ability called prescience. This allowed him to mold the future itself by changing the events of the past, which would lead one to believe that Koji is the mastermind behind the plan to save the planet.
Completely unrelated, but his editing style got better. I don't know if he does it himself or he has an editor, but hey, it's pretty good. I ain't gonna lie, I like the editing so far.
What if I told you that it was instead a future version of Boruto himself? You see, this revelation came to me in chapter 2 of Boruto TBV Vortex, back when Boruto first mentioned the true horrors of the Ten Tails. Koji then went on to affirm his knowledge on the beast itself, saying that the Ten Tails consumes OTSUTSUKI. He then went on to say, well, in truth, they're just a beast that feeds on anyone and everyone on instinct until they find an OTSUTSUKI. That's when I saw the connection between Boruto's story and that of Attack on Titans. You see, this goes far beyond the Titans and the Ten Tails. Boruto himself walks a similar path to that of...
And I know there's a lot of people who's watching this video who may not even seen Attack on Titan. I watched Attack on Titan. I watched the whole thing through like one time. Really good anime. You guys should check it out. Peak. Really not into it as much as I wish I would be. Definitely not to the level of my Naruto knowledge. But yeah, I can understand certain plot points and key moments he'll probably explain in this video. So yeah, we'll see.
So the pure Titans pretty much devour any human in sight in hopes that one of them turn out to be a Titan shifter. This is very important because that's also the motivation of the Ten Tails in the
Talking about the Shinju.
As stated by Koji, the Ten Tails is a beast that feeds on anyone and everyone on instinct until they find an OTSUTSUKI.
Oh yeah, the claw
Once
grinds.
this happens, the Ten Tails evolves into a divine tree, similar to how the pure Titans gain the power of the...
So comparing the claw grinds to the Titans, hoping to find one that'll be a good Shinju, basically. Okay, that connection is understandable. You're comparing the Titans to the claw grinds, but I want to see exactly how this relates to Boruto, or future Boruto at that.
This also remains true for the Kagurams as well. They pretty much devour any human in sight, similar to the Ten Tails, in hopes of finding an OTSUTSUKI. But they also selectively evolve into Shinjus depending on what type of human they devour, or so it seems. Now this also extends into the OTSUTSUKIs and the...
Oh yeah, nah, definitely. Hold on, let me go back real quick. Cause this dude turned into a tree, right? This dude turned into a tree, and he didn't get a Shinju. He didn't get a Shinju clone. Well, a Shinju clone that's been revealed anyway. We don't know. So that probably means certain people are worthy of being cloned, and certain people are not. I ain't gonna lie. I remember when we thought this was JURA. Hey, it does make sense though, right? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense.
Same can be said for the power of omnipotence, since it only affects those who possess Chakra. This was pretty much confirmed in chapter 79 when Momoshige explained that people's memories have been altered. Every person's consciousness is by nature linked through Chakra, so it's not impossible for a god to meddle with it if they so choose. So this pretty much implies that omnipotence, or at least this use of omnipotence to manipulate the memories of humans, is possible because of the connection they share through Chakra, which links everyone's consciousness. This is of course similar to the subjects of Ymir being connected because of their shared lineage, thus being connected to the past, which is the source of the power for the Titans, which also makes them susceptible to the power of the founding Titan. By the way, the connections humans share in the Naruto universe is also somewhat similar to that connection as well.
Yeah, like I stated before, It's all about lineage and genes. Just to simplify it, that's what I feel like he's getting into. That's what I feel like he's trying to insinuate. Because in some way, everybody is related to the Otsutsuki, more specifically Kaguya, being the mother of all Chakra. And then it just starts to branch off. It's like a family tree. You know, you got Hagoromo, and then boom, the Uchiha, as well as the Shinju clan with Ashura. And then you go over to the Uzumaki clan, it keeps branching off more and more until the genes get weaker and weaker. And then you have certain people that inherit traits that are strongly linked to their origin, like Madara awakening the Rinnegan, passing it on to Nagato, and that Rinnegan being a direct trait from Hagoromo Otsutsuki, things like that. And not everybody can awaken it, just like how not everybody can awaken the Sharingan. Also a trait from Hagoromo. And this trait is more common than the Rinnegan, but not everybody can awaken it. So some people just have stronger DNA than everybody else. Same thing with the Byakugan and the Tenseigan, everything like that. You see how Hamura, he has a side branch and a main branch, and it goes all the way down to the Hyuga, where everybody has a damn Byakugan. So a lot of it is due to DNA and links to the Ten Tails. So essentially, it's all about like how strong is your DNA or genetics to the Ten Tails, and that probably determines how strong your Shinju clone will be, or if you will even manifest the Shinju clone from being attacked by the Claw Grinds. That could probably be a possibility as well. So I can see this video is mainly gonna have to do with like DNA, family trees, and all that lineage. All that plays a factor into this whole mess.
Every human on the planet gained chakra from the same person, that person being Kaguya. This stems from the fact that aside from the genetic bloodlines created by the sons of Kaguya, everyone who has the ability to use chakra received that power from Hagoromo, the son of Kaguya. So everyone that has the ability to use chakra also has a piece of Kaguya within them, similar to Ymir and their subjects. Now Momoshiki for some reason also questioned Boruto about whether he has ever contemplated how many times an Otsutsuki who became a god may have manipulated humankind's memories at some point in the past. And at the time this happened in the manga, it just didn't make sense. Why would a past version of Boruto contemplate something he didn't know was possible until 2 seconds ago? Why did Momoshiki ask him this question? Well, to be honest, it's pretty clear that this was done to pique the interest of the readers themselves by hinting at the possibility that this might have happened in the past, which of course mirrors what happened in Attack on Titan, when King Fritz used the power of the founding Titan to manipulate the memories of the people within Paradise Island. So you can see the clear similarities between the paths, Chakra, the Titans, the Otsutsukis, the Ten Tails.
That's some cool art right there. I like that.
Else. Everything is just connected in some way. Now, how does this connect to future Boruto? Well,
okay, let's get into it.
As I mentioned in my prior video on the topic, it appears that Koji is keeping certain details about the future from him. You see, this stems from the fact that when Boruto said that he can never agree to the option of killing Kawaki, Koji didn't seem to agree, just based off his facial expression. In fact, after Boruto goes on to say that his goal is to get his family back together, the manga made it a point to highlight Koji's reaction to this, not just once, but twice. And as I mentioned in my prior video on this topic, this isn't the reaction of someone who is in agreement with what was just said. In fact, it seems like the opposite.
The crazy thing about it, chapter 13 did not even come close to highlighting everything that they talked about in that conversation. It also stated that Momoshiki was also present in that conversation as well, him being inside Boruto or just having him inside of his conscience. So he heard most of those future events too. I'm saying that so you guys don't leave out Momoshiki in future references, right? Or future possibilities. Because if future Boruto did kill Kawaki, Momoshiki could have something to do with it as well. We don't know. There's a lot of things regarding the future that Koji has not revealed yet. One of the biggest things could be the JOUGAN, I ain't gonna lie, but we're not gonna get into that because there's a lot of JOUGAN disbelievers out there, whatever. I'm not gonna even talk about the JOUGAN for a while. Yeah, but there's a lot of things that need to be talked about. That's all I'm gonna say for now.
Koji saw the possible future in which Kawaki fights Boruto atop the Akage monument, and he's trying his best to ensure that this future happens. Now this will become very clear when you start to understand that while Boruto and Koji share the same goal of achieving the best possible future, the ways in which they get to that future may differ between the two of them. We see this in the fact that Boruto was surprised to learn that JURA was after Himawari, which means that she's the person he's trying to devour, and also that she has some connection to the Nine Tails. Koji likely kept that information from him since Boruto, knowing this, would try to protect Himawari, thus getting killed by JURA. Now this
Yeah.
isn't a sinister deed
Okay.
in any sense.
So they're
of the word,
actively
right?
working
Because
against
both
each
of
other.
them
All
would
right,
spell the
bet.
end of the planet itself. But it does show that Koji is prepared to sacrifice anyone for the future he deems to be the best one, while Boruto of course would try to find another way.
Yes, and there can be some crazy miscommunication between Boruto and Koji, which might result into a conflict between them. We seen from Boruto's reaction just now when JURA was after Himawari. Boruto didn't even know. That means Koji didn't tell them because he wanted to protect the future. We don't know how far Koji would go to protect the future. He probably already lied about Boruto about what's to come in the future to protect him in a way. So let's look at it like this. Maybe if Koji told Boruto that JURA was after Himawari in chapter 13, like during this conversation right here, I'm gonna pause it for a second. But look, in this conversation right here, what if he told Boruto that JURA was after Himawari? He would already be on it like that. Boom. It would probably lead to a situation where Boruto would fight JURA alongside Himawari to protect her, and that's when he was supposed to be killed. But it never happened because Koji decided maybe Himawari has to die. Maybe she has to die in order to keep Boruto safe. Because if we look back in chapter 4, Koji already expressed that without Boruto, everything is for nothing. So he's the main key in all of this. He must stay alive no matter what. And to keep Boruto alive, Koji would probably go to certain lengths, certain extremes to make that happen. Like I said, I love talking about timelines and whatnot. It's very interesting to me. I ain't gonna lie. Like I'm gonna try not to yap too much, but that could be a possibility. And when Boruto finds out about this, like I said, it can be a conflict because Koji is lying about certain things. Or not even lying, but he's probably withholding some information, important information.
So Boruto's entire existence as a singularity is in essence at the mercy of Koji himself. Now, how does this connect to future Boruto? Well, this stems from the fact that Koji's detailed knowledge on the future also seems to be very selective. Now, I noticed this in chapter 16 when Koji was able to see every detail about Boruto's flying thunder god, including Boruto's own reasoning behind it. He also knew exactly when it was created, he knew what it stemmed from, its weaknesses and its perks, he knew everything about it to every minute detail. It's almost as if someone explained it to him. He also knew that Ada would view that specific conversation and knew exactly when she would do it, which is why we see him working with Ada in chapter 16 when he wasn't before that. Yet at the same time, he needed confirmation for some reason that the 10 Tails was in JUGAN's dimension before allowing Boruto to teleport to, well, that dimension. He also chose to attack Code on a day he knew the 10 Tails was going to evolve instead of, let's say, a day before, which would have given them more time to accomplish the mission. And before anyone says that Koji didn't really know when the 10 Tails would evolve, this is outright implied by the fact that he goes on to tell Boruto that they don't have enough time left, which is why he was trying to pinpoint the Toad's location. Which also means that he knew that the point of evolution was closely approaching, and he was 100% correct. So why would Koji not do every single thing in his power to stop the evolution of the 10 Tails, while at the same time pretending as if he did? Well, that's because he wanted this to happen.
It probably needed to happen.
Isn't supposed to know that. You see, this takes us back to the story of Attack on Titan, where the main character known as Eren has the power of the Attack Titan, which is one of the 9 Titans that has power. Now, the 9 Titans could receive memories of past inheritors, but the Attack Titan could also receive memories of inheritors yet to come. Zeke described it as the power to transcend the time, which means that he pretty much has the ability to see the future, in some sense. Now, I say some sense because he doesn't have the ability to view the future in its entirety. Instead, he's only able to receive memories of future inheritor of the Attack Titan, decides to share with him. So, future Eren pretty much used his power to manipulate the past by sharing bits and pieces of the future. That's how Kruger received the memories of Grisha, telling a younger Eren to protect Mikasa and Armin, characters that weren't even born yet. By the way, Grisha is the father of Eren, who later received the Attack Titan from Eren Kruger, the past user I mentioned earlier. That is how Eren was able to send memories of the future to his own father, at least the bits and pieces convenient to him, such as the rumbling, Zeke's plan, and even how he's able to use the power of the Founding Titan, which is referring to the panel where future Eren persuades his father to kill the royal family and steal the power of the Founding Titan. So what if a future version of Boruto is doing something similar? What if he's dictating the events of the past? This would make perfect sense since he knew that Koji would gain the ability to use prescience, thus having knowledge of all possible futures. So similar to how Koji knew that Ada would view his and Boruto's conversation at that specific moment in time, Future Boruto also knew that Koji would end up viewing his timeline from the past as well. So he provided instructions on how to adjust the timeline towards a better future, and part of that is keeping certain information from a younger version of himself that's way more naive. So maybe the future in which Boruto finds Kawaki atop the Akage monument is the best possible future. Maybe Boruto needs to
could be.
Kawaki. Himori needed to fight Jura. The Ten Tails needed to evolve into the Shinju.
But based off what though? Based off what? Like, there is a possibility that future Boruto could be like involved heavily in the events that's happening now. But there's certain events that had to happen for this to happen right here, this current timeline. So maybe in the future, I'm gonna just call him future Boruto. In future Boruto's timeline, perhaps Koji wasn't even present. We already know the timeline was changing ever since part 1. So maybe in the original timeline, future Boruto's timeline, certain events didn't play out how they were supposed to. And that led to Koji not being present in Boruto's life, which is not good because he taught everything that future Boruto had, which is not good because he didn't have that guidance that Koji could offer to him. So essentially, he didn't know about prescience. He knew about Shinjutsu, but he probably didn't know there was a Shinjutsu that allowed you to see into the future. But if he did, and there's no possible way to make that connection now, there's no possible way. If he did, it would make sense because now he would know, okay, maybe there's another timeline of me that's going through the same thing. And if somehow he was able to see into the future, then I can guide my younger self into a better future. That would be possible only if he knew about Koji. And we don't know if future Boruto even knew about Koji. We don't even know if Koji met up with Boruto in that other timeline. We don't know anything about it. It's all just speculation. So yes, this all makes sense only if future Boruto knew about Koji. That's it. There's a possibility that Boruto inherited Momoshiki's ability to view into the future or get certain visions into the future. And maybe future Boruto's banking on the past Boruto to make his judgment based off those little visions. But at the same time, we don't know. Because there's so much that hasn't been revealed yet. There's so much that hasn't been revealed yet. So I think I'm done with this video. Again, really good video from Kinomaki. Make sure you guys go check out his channel. Really good content creator. I like this little connection with Boruto and Attack on Titan. I liked it. I liked it a lot. And hopefully in the future of the manga, we learn more about this Boruto, who I like to call future Boruto, you know, like future Gohan, and how he failed in his mission. I would love to dive deep into that. And off that, we can start to make certain connections to the point where we can prove this theory to be true or false. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the post notifications so you know whenever I upload or go live for the chapter spoilers. Let me know what you guys want me to react to next. If you guys want me to react to anything, I'm down. You know, just let me know what video. Preferably a smaller content creator, you know, trying to get the small guys up as well as myself, you know. But yeah, until my next video, I'm out. Peace.